Hi, my name is Saskia and I'm a creative dreamer. I hope when you're watching this, you are a creative dreamer too. And in this video, I want to talk to you about sabotaging your own dream. I've done it for far too long. And in this video, I want to tell you what I stopped doing, what sabotaged my own company, my own business, and also was sabotaging myself. I have this business for almost 15 years, and in those 15 years, I have been sabotaging myself far too long and far too many things. So I'm not really good in talking with people from memory. What I mean by that is I have a quite bad memory, so I need some notes to be sure that I keep on track and know what I want to tell you, because this is so valuable and so important to me. I don't want you to miss out on anything. And I called this video Stop Sabotaging Your Dream, because there are so many areas where we sabotage ourselves, especially as women. We are very good in being very harsh and very strict for ourselves. And even if I am a very patient person with everybody and everyone, but not so much with myself. So that's the reason why I wanted to share this video with you, because being patient and being nice to yourself is quite hard. So I will tell you my story, where I will share the things I stopped doing, where I was sabotaging myself and therefore also my business. So before we get started, I wanted to tell you that please don't subscribe to this channel if you're not a dreamer, or if you want to get rich quickly, because this is not a video for you. I'm sorry. So I don't mind if you take off and go watch another video. But if you are a dreamer and you want to do the work, because it's not easy, you need to do some work, and you want to do the work and you are really dedicated to make your dream come true, then I would suggest to subscribe to my channel, hit that little bell, and I will make as much videos as I can to help you through your journey. If you think that's a good idea and you want to see more videos of me, put yes in the comments below, and I will know that I'm on the right track. If you have any suggestions, please put them in the comments as well. Okay, let's start. Stop sabotaging your dream. What does it mean? Well, when I started my business, and I still do that daily, I Google a lot. Because I don't know everything, and I'm still learning every day. And even though I already have my business for almost 15 years, I still Google a lot. I'm still finding out a lot. I'm still figuring out a lot of things. But what happens when you start Googling? To me also, you get overwhelmed. There is so much information that you can say, okay, you can find everything on the internet, and that's true. But picking out the things on Google or on any search engine that you need and that are important to you, and that you need to grow, that's really hard. And after 15 years, I'm quite good at it, so it's working good for me. But I see around me and I hear from a lot of business owners and starting business owners that it's really overwhelming. Even if you have a group on Facebook or something like that, where you ask a question, you get so many different advices or resources, content, that it's really hard to filter out what is right for you. So my first stop doing, let's check my notes that I'm saying it correctly. Yes, I said it in my notes a little different. That's why I was distracted a little. I put it down like, stop sabotaging your dream by listening to everybody. And try a bit of this and a bit of that. So stop listening to everybody and doing a little of this and that. And And I will tell you why. If you do that, I did that for a lot of years. And I listened to everybody. I had a coach. After a few years, I had a coach. And he was telling me, you have to do this, you have to do that, you have to do that. I went to those days where you have you meet each other and you have a kind of a seminar. And that was really great. I learned a lot. But all the information that was given was quite general for both men and women and for every niche, not for my specific niche. And I noticed after a few years that although I learned very much and I grew as a person very much, that I still didn't know exactly what to do to make my business successful. And I was frustrated and irritated because I didn't know what to do. While I had a coach that should have showed me how. And it was really frustrating. So I started Googling again, and the same thing happened. I started to do a little bit of this and a little bit of that because this person said this and he said that and she said that. So stop doing that. Find a person or a website or content or a group, whatever, that is in your niche, that is specific for what you want to achieve with your dream. And I will tell you, you will grow much faster and get more and better results than when you are doing everything that everybody tells you. It really, really changed my business and me personally when I stopped listening to everybody and I started to notice that I needed to take out those parts that I need for my business, my niche, and for me personally, that worked for me. Like taking this video. Maybe you saw my first video on this on my channel, where I'm in view, because I also have some tutorials about Illustrator, but I'm not in the video physically. And I told you that it's awkward and it's scary to be on a video. It is. It's so different than talking to a person. So I think it took me a week to go and make this video because I want to talk to you as I'm talking to you, as we have a conversation. And I don't want to cut out my video and have it all in parts. So that's why I'm taking this side road. It's not in my notes. I want to be like I am on the video. But I do need my notes, so because it's hard for me to not take those side roads and be very clear in what I want to tell you. So just for if you're new on this channel, don't know me yet very much, then this is me. I want to take a video like I'm talking to a person, don't edit it, and if I or I don't know it for a moment, that's okay. Because if I'm talking to you, I can't cut out a part of my discussion with you either. So it's really for me a way to get comfortable on video and to be like I am. And I want to be real for you, a real person, not just any other person that tells you what to do. I just want to share my experience. I want to share the things that I did wrong in my business and that hold me back a very long time. So I will put in the description that you can skip this part if you like, but then it's your choice to skip it. So let's go on, because I have a few more for you. Let me see. Yes, one of the other things that I've done too long, and sometimes I still have the tendency to do that, is working too many hours. One of the reasons I started my own business, one of my dreams was having more time with my family, being at home for my kids, and I was. But there were times that I was working more than 60 hours a week, that I was working all day, and in the evening, as soon as the kids were to bed, I went upstairs, go to my work, and I was at home, but I wasn't here. And what I stopped doing is doing everything on my own, doing everything alone. And it doesn't mean I hired people to do work for me, but it it has multiple ways to solve that problem. I stopped also thinking and brainstorming everything alone. I also thought that I needed to do everything myself and I needed to prove that I could do it. And it took me a long time to realize that having people to help you, even if it's only by talking to you and brainstorming together, doesn't mean you're failing as a person and doing it on by yourself. I think if you look at people in general, at humans, we are not solo people. We are not people that are to be alone. We are group people. We like to be together. And I can be alone very good. And I like it to be alone sometimes. But we need people to interact with in our lives. And in a business, it's the same. You need an interaction with persons. And that can be in the shape of a buddy, another business owner that you can spar with, or a good friend that is respectful and understanding to you, that you just talk about your business. I noticed for myself, maybe it's not for you, but for myself, that when I talk to a friend that doesn't even have a business and doesn't understand anything about a business or my niche, just talking to her and she's asking things, wanting to know what I'm doing daily and what my work is, what I'm doing as a job, that I answer a lot of questions for myself. Because I'm talking to somebody out loud, it really helps me to put pieces in the right place. So don't be afraid, even if you don't have any money yet to get a virtual assistant, a VA or something to do jobs for you. Just find some friends or families or another business owner to talk to once in a week or once in the 2 weeks, to be able to talk out loud about your ideas and the things you want to do. I can guarantee you that it really will help you stop sabotaging your dream. And I have a lot of experience with sabotaging, especially in this area. I did it too long by myself. So please stop doing it by yourself and find in any way you like a way to do it together with other people. So that was number 2. And I'm going on for the next. Oh, yes. Another one I put down is focusing on money. And that's a quite recent one, I must admit. I think in all those 15 years, I was so much focused on earning money, being independent and providing for my family. My husband has a good salary and he's providing for us, and that's really great. But it felt not right. I wanted to provide, and I didn't start my business to do it as a hobby and work so many hours and not being with my family to just don't earn anything. So for too long, I focused on earning money. And what happened? I didn't earn a lot of money. And as soon as I was able to shift that feeling that I needed to earn money, that else my business would be a hobby, as soon as I shifted it, and I think the shift was from earning to sharing. Like this video and a YouTube channel, I waited far too long to do this. And I think by sharing my story and telling you that, one, it's normal to sabotage yourself. It's quite, I think every human does it. And focusing on money is one of the best sabotages you can have. The best way to sabotage your business, your own business, your own dream, is by focusing on money. It really is the worst thing to do. And I understand if you need the money and you need to provide and you don't have enough money to get around and pay your bills. It's really difficult. It's really difficult. I know that. But I still urge you to find a way, one way or another, to give yourself some time where you can focus on being you and focus on why do you have this dream anyway? What do you want to achieve? Is it just the money? Because you're gonna use the money for something, not only bills, probably for something more. You want something more than that. So please focus on your dream and not just earning money. Money is just a means to get to some goal. And I focused too long on the means and forgot about my goals. And sometimes I even forgot my dream. So please stop sabotaging yourself and stop focusing on the money. If you're doing the right things, the money will come by itself. Please give yourself some time. Okay, this was far too serious, but I mean it, really. I really mean it. Okay, then a little bit of a personal note, so it maybe not for you, but about 10 years ago, I got, how you call that, a diagnosis for HDD, not HDD, ADD, without the H. I'm a busy person, but not a hyper. And because of my daughter was also diagnosed. And the thing that changed for me was not really, oh, I have HD, so I can this, I can't this, that not. But before I knew this, I was blaming myself. I was blaming myself. Why am I too stupid? Why am I too lazy? Why can't I do this? Everybody seems to do this and do it just like they always done it. It looks so easy, but why can't I? I'm too stupid, I'm too lazy. I was really, really frustrated with myself. At the moment that I got this diagnosis and learned about what it meant and which parts of my life were coming from that diagnosis area, I learned that some things I probably never will do perfectly because just my brain is just wired a little bit different, but it doesn't mean I can't. I just need other ways to get there because I'm a fighter. So if you say you can't, I will prove to you left or right I can do it in some way. So what I learned at that moment is not to blame myself anymore. I stopped blaming myself for being too stupid and putting myself down, because I am not stupid and I am not lazy, far from that. But it felt like that. It felt that I was too lazy and too stupid to get the results I wanted, to get my dream. And at that moment, I started learning that some things take me a little bit longer, or take me a little bit more effort, or take me, I need some help with some things to get it right. And what I stopped doing was not blaming myself, and that I wasn't ready to give up, to give in and say, oh, I'm sorry, I can't because I have HDD. It was more like, I have HDD, I can't, I will prove you I can. So please, if you have any kind of something that keeps you back, because almost anybody has something from autism or HDD or how you call it, ADHD. I have ADD, ADHD, something from those. Somebody has something, or hypersensitive, or traumas from your past can be a burden on yourself. And one of the things I learned with that coach is that your business is as strong as you are. So a lot of my business coaching programs I followed were not really about my business, but more about how I grew as a person. Because when I grew as a person, my business grew with me. So take time to find your weak spot and stop blaming that you can't, but find ways to get around it. Find ways to cope with them, and there are always ways to get to it. Sometimes with help, and sometimes by just trying and keep on trying. There are still things I can't do really well, and I probably never get to the point where I think they are really well, but I know that I've grown so much in so many areas that I'm really proud of myself that I did it this far. Okay. I think this one is a little bit the same as I said before, but I want to add something because I said here, stop taking everything on your own shoulders and find people to talk to and spar with. We talked about a buddy or something like that. Stop doing everything alone. It's more or less the same, I think, this one. But what I want to add is I made a few months ago a Facebook group, a free Facebook group, where people can join that are creative dreamers like we are. So if you think this video is valuable and you want to spar with people or you need buddies to talk to and you don't have them in your friends or family, or you don't have any business owners around you that you could spar with, then I would want to invite you to join my group, where are like-minded people, all with a creative business related to something in Illustrator. And I would love to meet you there. And if I can help you in any way, please join my group. I will post it somewhere. I will post it in the video over there. Okay. I think I have two more for you. Stop waiting, investing in yourself. It can save you years. Well, that's the short version. And I think that's also related to the money focus. I focused too long on money, and because I didn't have any money, didn't earn a lot of money, I started to focus on not spending money as well. Because I didn't spend any money, I didn't invest in myself as much as I should have. I had some coaches over the years, but so I did invest a little bit, but it took me a long time to do my first investment, and I was not really satisfied with that coaching program. So I was a little bit disappointed. So it took me, I think, a few years before I was ready to take that plunge again and take another coach that would help me better, and knowing what I needed better. So, but the coaching is not the only way of investing in yourself. There are many ways, and not every way have to be doesn't have to be very expensive or cost any money at all. Because having a buddy, like we talked about, and you can find them if you join my group if you want, you will notice that if you talk to somebody regularly, let's say once a week or once in the 2 weeks, it will help you, because you can check your ideas, you can ask for somebody's opinion. And I urge you to find a buddy that you have a click with, that feels right, and that you have the feeling they have a little bit the same spirit or the same fire as you have, or maybe your dreams are a little bit alike. Then you'll notice that it's much easier to give the idea, and that somebody can say, okay, I think it's nice, but couldn't you better do this, or couldn't you better do it this way? It will help you a lot. So investing in yourself doesn't only mean buying a coach or buying a program to help you grow. Of course it will help you a lot. And if you would like something like that, let me know in the comments, because I would love to help you and to coach you and mentor you to any area you want. But it doesn't have to be in a coach or a mentor. It could be just a buddy that you can ask questions to, or just say, I have some great ideas, what do you think? But be sure that it's somebody you trust and you have a good conversation with. So the stop is in this way. I want to make it clear. Stop waiting, investing in yourself in any way you can think of. Okay. And the last one, and I think this is maybe the most important one, and it was the biggest lesson for me because of my HDD. Stop working without a plan and have clear goals. If you don't have a clear goal, your dream, that could be one goal or multiple goals, and you don't have a plan or targets to get to your goal, to your dream, then you won't get there. It's like with a navigation. If you can't tell the navigation program in your car where you want to go, you will just drive and find yourself somewhere, but not where you want to be. So if you want to know where to go, you need an address, you need a postal code, or you need something that your GPS knows where to bring you. And the same in your business and in your life. If you have a dream, first you need to have your dream clear. What is your dream exactly? What do you want to achieve? Where do you want to go? And then you need to make a plan. You need to make that route to go there. And if you have any problems with making a route or getting your dream and your goals clear, put goals down in the comments and I will help you if I can. So let me know where I can help you and I will do that for you, of course. Okay. So the last thing, because this video is getting a little bit longer than I expected, that's the difference. If you take it like you're having a conversation, then the conversation sometimes gets a little bit longer. So, but to keep on track, I want to offer you a checklist from those points that I talked about in this video. And if you fill out, you download the checklist on my website, I'll put the description below, the link in the description below. And if you fill it out, you can keep it all to yourself. But if you send it to me, I will give you the opportunity to or have a call with me, so I can give you some tips and advice, or give you some tips and advice on in an email, whatever you like. So download my checklist, and if you like to have some feedback on the checklist and have some tips and advice for you, totally free, then you can send it to me by email. I will let you know when you download the email how that works. When you download the checklist, I will put in there how it works to get in touch with me. Okay, thank you for watching. And if you think this video was valuable and I should keep going like this, give me a thumbs up. If you think I can improve, because I know I can, then please let me know in the comments. Give me some heads up about how to make these videos better. And tell me what you want to know and want to hear in another video. So for this video, stop sabotaging your dream. Subscribe and hit the bell for me, please. And if you like, I would love you to join and to meet you in my free Facebook group. Okay, bye for now.